Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing...
In this bulletin, NFP leader's wife should resign, says PM. Young drug addicts taking drastic measures. And garbage collection woes continue in Nasinu.
The studios of FBC Suva.
Prime Minister Vorengia Bainimarama is calling for the resignation of Dr. Rajni Chand as Director of Flexible Learning at the University of the South Pacific. Dr. Chand, who is the wife of National Federation Party leader Professor Biman Prasad, was appointed after the position was advertised within USP. Bainimarama claims Dr. Chand's appointment was not in line with the university's policies as it was not advertised internationally. Edwin Nunn reports.
Bainimarama alleges the appointment of Dr. Rajni Chand is a case of corruption and Professor Biman is avoiding the issue.
And the statement is not answering the fundamental question I raised, which is why was the post not advertised internationally as per USP policy? And it should stop involving the students. This issue has nothing to do with them. This issue is to do with Biman and his cronies at USP.
The NFP leader yesterday defended his wife, saying she is highly qualified and got the job on merit. But the Prime Minister says she needs to go.
She is a highly qualified and an exemplary woman in her own right, who I support in her professional career, and I am proud that on merit and gender she is smashing glass ceilings.
He should get his wife to resign, as I've said. As a leader of a political party, he should do the right thing in combating corruption, because this is what the issue is all about. It's about corruption.
Bainimarama has also called on the USP Council to get involved with the senior management of the university.
It should not support corruption, but I hope that the USP Council will do the right thing and do clearance of this house. There's a need for total clearance of the USP's administration. And I hope the USP Council will do that for us.
The NFP leader has not taken our calls today, while his wife, Dr. Rajni Chand, says she is not taking any questions.
The Nasinu Town Council garbage collection service is running at a loss because this fee is underpriced, says local government minister Premila Kumar. The minister states the council receives only 45 cents from each household for waste collection. Kritika Kumar reports the council now working on a schedule that will utilize its resources better.
On average, Nasinu residents generate more than 20,000 tons of solid waste per year, and the annual cost for disposing it stands at around $2.4 million.
Nasinu has over 1,500 households living in 17 informal settlements.
The ministry has undertaken a pilot project to improve waste management in Nasinu. The project will reduce the volume of residential waste.
It is envisaged that this project will reduce the volume of residential waste because some of the waste should come here to the recovery facility.
Nasinu is one of the 5 towns to be part of UNESCAP Sustainable Urban Resource Management Initiative in the Asia-Pacific region. Nasinu Town Council Special Administrator Bhaskaran Nair says they will be working with waste recyclers.
So this recycling center will receive those from the residents, and they in turn will then pass it on to the waste recyclers.
80% of the revenue collected by the Nasinu Town Council is used for garbage collection. However, this figure has increased following the recent tropical cyclones. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Children as young as 9 years old are now resorting to stealing money from their parents to buy alcohol and drugs. Empower Pacific, which provides professional health services, says they've noted an increase in these cases as many parents have reached out for help. Pranita Prakash reports.
While many parents are struggling to provide for their families, some are now facing added burden of dealing with children's behavior.
The basic concern for the families were that the children are actually robbing the parents. They're misusing the money, or they are actually trying to steal to get that particular money to buy drugs or to buy alcohol.
Mental health specialist Prem Lata says while the numbers are small, this new trend is worrying.
For those who are abusing, they're addicts. They have become addicted to it. But those who are misusing, it's because of peer pressure or because of, risk-taking behavior. So they'll be thinking about, let me do that once off. But then there are others who need constant gratification.
Parents should actually teach their children well.
Young generation are given freedom to do what they want to do.
Parents should play their roles in educating the young ones, the youth, to help address such issues.
Parents have been reminded to monitor the behavioral changes in their children. Students missing school, showing tantrums, lack of concentration, and disciplinary issues are something to look out for. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The Ministry of Defense will now focus on providing support for human trafficking victims. In the past, their work was mainly centered around prosecuting and convicting traffickers. A case management coordinator has been established by the ministry to monitor the progress of each case from when it's reported right through to prosecution. The new National Anti-Human Trafficking Strategy and Action Plan places an emphasis on providing necessary support to victims.
Most importantly, one that we've always been lacking in terms of the victim support. So I think with that mechanism now in place, we should be in a good position basically to provide the necessary data whenever requested.
The British Army will begin recruiting soldiers from Commonwealth countries in May. This has been confirmed to FBC News by British Ambassador to Fiji, George Edgar. Edgar says it's currently closed, and once open, potential soldiers should not have issues with travelling to England to apply.
Travel to take up recruitment in the armed forces is seen as a priority, so there's no barrier to travelling. Obviously, anybody who does travel has to follow the rules in terms of pre-travel testing and that sort of thing. But it isn't, and there are less flights than there would have been under normal circumstances.
Up ahead, Vulaono aims for first goal, and Rewa on track in Futsal League. Stay with us.
Oira na ngone no dei nui ena be singe ni mataka.
Mersu sunge da kena loma dina kena be karon.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no na baksa ngai ka wala loma takina ngone. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kiki rau ena be mataka.
Boniti kena makarombuka.
Ni wai tiri kalimana miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One nandomo ibiti.
Pindah-pindah na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
Latter-day Saints College is banking on their golden girl, Sreyana Vulaono, in the upcoming Coca-Cola Games in April. Vulaono was part of the school's inter-house competition today, competing in the intermediate girls grade at ANZ Stadium in Suva. Falling short in the 2019 Coca-Cola Games, 16-year-old Vulaono has set her eyes on getting her first gold medal at the Fiji finals. The sprinter finished second in the junior girls 100-meter event in 2019 behind St. Joseph and believes she has the capabilities to do better in April.
I want to do my best, not being overwhelmed that I could come first, but I just want to try to get a good time in the Cooks, and yeah.
National chess champion Taione Sikovo hopes to continue his winning streak in the upcoming Blitz Championship. The 30-year-old is dubbed one of the favorites to win the competition, but the Rewa native is not letting this get to his head. Talay Matricula reports.
Taione Sikovo knows winning the title will not be easy.
There's going to be a lot of strong competitors like Kendrick Master Manoj Kumar and Kendrick Master Guru Arvind, Avinash Nandan. So the field is quite strong.
There have been some upsets in the past years due to the game format, and similar outcomes are expected for this season.
It's a short form tournament. There's only going to be 5 minutes for the whole game. So you have to think quite fast on your feet.
So you could be thinking in 10 seconds time and there'll be like 50 things to think about. So sometimes you'll have blind moves, you'll have to make really wild guesses which might win the game or lose the game in a matter of seconds.
But officials are not counting out the younger players.
Young ones like Rudra Prasad, they're like shooting up, and we have others like Arnav Lal, Philip Sukhu, Makela, all youngsters under 18, but very dynamic in this form of chess.
The National Blitz Championship will take place here, where more than 50 participants are expected to battle in the fastest chess event. Players from the Western and Central Division will fight for the top honor. There will be 12 rounds. 5 minutes of thinking time has been allocated for each round. Talima Terkula, FBC Sports.
Rewa Futsal is back on track in the Fiji Football Association Futsal National League Central Zone after securing its first win of the season. Laced with district reps including Tevita Waranivalu, Setareki Hughes, Isofo Verevo and Anish Kemp, the side was able to edge Navua 6-5 at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva on Wednesday. Karalani Tavi reports.
Rewa had a slow start in the first half, but picked up momentum in the second spell with goals from Warnivalu, Verevo, Charlie Benjamin and Anish Kemp.
We started not that good, but during the second half we managed to come back and get back to our playing style, and we managed to get the win.
26-year-old Ernest Tovoa, who debuted for Rewa against Nasinu last week, says he is learning a lot from senior players in the squad.
Same as the first round, but we boys just have to put ourselves on the line and face what is in front of us. So at the end of the game, we won the game.
Talebu Naitasiri is currently leading the table with 6 points, followed by Lami on 4, while Nasinu and Rewa are tied on the third place with 3 points each. Karlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
It will be mostly sunny today with a chance of scattered showers in the east and the interior of Laja Islands. That's FBC Morning News. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही है।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।